So Uzbekistan is just right above Afghanistan, below Kazakhstan. So it's over in that general area. It's hot. It is very hot. It was always in the hundreds during the summer. It would get up to 110, 120 sometimes. We would have heat days sometimes where we wouldn't have to go to school, which was awesome. But yeah, similar to other, former communist countries, big cement buildings, pretty poor. But the cool thing is that it's a predominantly Muslim country. So I had traveled before. We had traveled to Turkey and seen women in the full, headdress, and that's what it was like in Uzbekistan as well. And the men would have, typical of Muslim culture, they would have the long beards, they would wear their hats, and you would always hear the mosque calls 5 times a day to call them to prayer. It was beautiful to me to be able to, to see that country and to see the people, even though they are poor, it's a really poor country. Running water was scarce. Just the nice necessities that we have here in America and, other developed countries aren't there. And so to see the people, how humble they were, how nice they were, how loving they were, was great because they really don't have a lot, but that's what they offer, foreigners or people, is they offer their love and their heart. They have common jobs like here in America. You have lawyers, you have doctors, but I think primarily people have like their own shops. Not here in America where we have like Walmart or Target or anything where we can buy everything we want. It has everything, but in Uzbekistan and kind of those former Soviet Balkan countries, they all have one specific shop that sells lamps or a shop that sells furniture. So those are just all over the city, everywhere. There's a lot of history there. There's cities that are down south, Samarkand and Khiva. That's where Genghis Khan, I feel like, came through, as well as like the Ottoman Empire as well. So you go down there and you see like these old ruins of like castles and stuff, which is really cool to see. And you have people that are selling, rugs and jewelry and, Uzbek traditional dresses and stuff. So that's really a cool thing, as well as like the bartering. Being able to barter with someone, unlike here in America where everything is set, you get a barter with people, and they're good at bartering. And so that was really fun to do that, to be able to speak Russian with them, but I also was able to learn some Uzbek as well, and so I got to speak with them in Uzbek and be able to barter with them, and I feel like they respected me more. They're not just like, oh, this is a foreigner, who's coming, just to see, but he actually took the time to learn, our language and get to know us, so they were a little bit more softer on me when we bartered and bought stuff. So I didn't really ride the public transportation that much. For me, I didn't feel like it was a dangerous country, but from my dad's standpoint in the military, we rode around in armored vehicles to and from school. So the few times that I did take the transportation, with local friends, it seems nice. It's always cramped. They try and cram as many people in there as possible, but it's just a great experience to not be in a car and to be out and about in the city, taking it all over. Traffic was really bad. It was pretty, the air wasn't very clean because they burn their trash a lot, and they burn things they don't have landfills or whatnot, and kind of the ground and the road is the landfill, so there'd be a lot of trash everywhere, and if there would be big bulks, they would burn it, so the air would be really smoggy a lot. There's also a lot of, there's a stray dog problem as well. There are lots of stray dogs with diseases that would be everywhere. So that was kind of sad to see. But I mean, it didn't take away from the people. I think that was the most important thing there, for sure. There's Tajik people that live there as well. I mean, other people from, Tajikistan or Kyrgyzstan or Kazakhstan that live there.